This crazy thing keeps stopping the recording. The live broadcast is going, but the recording keeps stopping. So tell me again if you can see and hear me. Just want you to see the dress a little bit better. See that? Oh, pretty. It's a pretty dress. Yeah, me neither. It'd be kind of crazy to buy stuff full price nowadays. Oh, okay. So I see that someone said, thank you, MetWife, that it's been a pain all day. So I know it's not just me. Yeah, I don't know, that's so weird. Anyway, there, I just love my dress. I love it, I love it. All right, so I'm going to adhere it now. I need some gel medium for adhering. And my favorite, which I need some more of, is the Faber-Castell gel medium. Okay, so I do nothing special other than put some on my finger, spread it around. The gel medium is fabulous. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. And I may leave the edges not adhered to give it some flow. And I like taking things over to the side. And usually I take things to the left. No? Well, usually if I'm going to add things, I would add them to the right. But today we're going to add them to the left. So we're going to take it to the right. Now that's different from me. I always add my big thing here and then my flowers to the right. But today I'm doing something a little different. And I didn't adhere all the way down because I wanted to have movement. So cute. So cute. I used gelatos. I used the champagne gelato for the dress color. It's a paper bag, craft bag. I painted it with the gelato. I crumpled the dress up and then I took Distress ink, Tim Holtz's frayed burlap, and rubbed it over the bottom of the dress to get the brown creases. Okay. I don't know. I had a baby wipe. Y'all know I lose stuff all the time. How do you lose a? There it is. I was gonna say a wet baby wipe. That's so crazy. I used gel medium for adhering my dress. You can use regular matte medium. I like gel medium. Matte medium is just fine. If you have matte medium, that works too. And I always put a layer of the medium on the back of the item as well as on the top to give it a nice adherence. Okay. All right. So now I like to have a little bit of body. So just like the neck and shoulders. So I'm going to paint that there. I'm going to paint a stand too. All right. So I've got some cocoa here, and I'll use cocoa for the body. And this is my little, I use paper plates as my paint palette, which I love because I love seeing all the colors. And it's easy and it lasts forever. And I have tons of paper plates. So it makes it easy for me. And it really is just like you creating the neck and shoulders. Just like a neck and shoulders, that's all. And as you can see, I'm not trying to be perfect with it. I am just painting. It's very similar to the color of the dress, but that's okay. Because we're going to get some shading and stuff in there in a little bit. And that will help. A little bit of drying. Thank you, Bonnie. Ooh, fires. Uh-oh. Alright, and I always add another layer of paint, most often, especially when I'm doing things that represent the body. Just gives it a nice coverage. And since I did not adhere this, that allows me to kind of go under it a little bit. But in painting, remember this, in art, you don't have to be perfect. Don't worry about all that. I don't worry about all of that. I just paint. I just have fun. And that's all that matters. My girls always have, quite often, when I paint dress forms, I don't know if you noticed, but if this was covering someone's real boobs, they would have big boobs. So I like full lips, big hair, big boobs. I got big boobs, so why not? I don't have big hair. I have beautiful, full lips that I love. And someday, and maybe someday soon, I may let my hair grow back. And I will let it grow back to big hair. I love big hair. I always think of myself when I'm creating stuff, a lot of it is embracing my own beauty, my own natural beauty. And I do have big boobs. My waist, actually, I do. I have like below my breast, which is like where your waist sort of starts right in there, is kind of small. So I think of that, and then I have small hips. But they always say to balance that out, you need to have things that flare. So I do like things that flare. Um, Even though in my normal dressing, I don't necessarily do flary kind of things. So anyway, whatever. Do what you like. Alright, so I do need a darker color for the stand. So I'm going to grab some black. Alright. Whoop. Just need a tad bit of black. I got a little crazy with it. And the stand is just really a line. And then it should come out. Just that simple. Woohoo! Love it, love it, love it. Alright, I love that. I love that. I really just love that. That just makes me feel happy. Just that, just like that. It makes me feel happy. Alright, so now we need to add some little fun stuff on here. Put that aside. And so I did pull out some stamps. Oh, you know what? I had these cute little dress forms, and I was going to stamp some little dress forms behind her. So I'm still going to do that. But I have to cover up some of the dress so that it doesn't get on her. And I need this, you know, I don't ever use my my acrylic block, but I'm going to use it tonight. And I am going to stamp just a 2 or 3. Probably 3. And it's just adding some fun to the background. And I always, when I'm using new acrylic stamps, I always wipe them off to get some of the residue off. Whew. I got stuff falling everywhere. And I'm going to use the same Tim Holtz ink, my Distress ink. And it's funny because this, you can't see it very well on here. I don't want it to be perfectly straight. Nothing came out except for on her. Did I not? That's odd. I might need a more juicy pad. Interesting. Nothing's really coming out. So it may be the pad. So let me switch pads and see if that helps. Got my archival ink. I pulled out the archival ink instead so I can see. Yeah, that's really weird. I mean, I see a little bit of it, but I don't know. Yeah, I can see this a little bit better on the stamp. So maybe that, yeah, I can see this much better on the stamp. Although it's still not stamping. Hmm. That is so weird. I do not know. Well, I'm going to try a different dress form. That's never happened. You put ink on something and nothing comes out? Maybe it's the pattern. I don't know. But I do see just a little bit of it. And I stamp on, yeah, maybe it's, I don't know. Well, a little bit of it came out. So what I'm going to do is just not use it as a dress form, but instead use it as a pattern around the page. How about that? That should work, right? Now that's, now that looks a little bit better. So that's funny. I think it might be that my book is so warped that I'm not getting enough pressure um, in the center. There, perfect. Just add a little bit of pattern on the page. Works for me. Alright, so I'm just going to put these little dresses back in their packaging. Since they're not cooperating quite correctly, we'll just keep it moving. And usually I just throw stuff. When I'm creating with you guys, I just throw stuff on the floor and clean up afterwards. Nah, I think it's okay. I don't really like doing that because if I'm tired, then I don't feel like cleaning up and my room is already a wreck. Alright, so we're moving on. We're going to try some more stamps. But this time I'm going to put them right here. And I'm going to use some copper embossing powder and see, hopefully they'll come out. So I got these cute little stamps here. They're flowers. And I'm just going to use a couple of them up right here, right next to her. And I think I'll just stick with these two. And some copper ink and see how that comes out. And I am I do want to do them like that. Yep, I'm going to do them just like that. And hope that the pattern shows up better. Better than the last pattern. Oh, keep your fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed. Gosh, that's not good. I'm still gonna emboss it, and I might just stamp it again. You know how I am. I don't get too freaked out about things that don't work out perfectly. It just makes for unique pages. Not too bad. Interesting pattern. And now I'm going to heat emboss it. You can see it down there. I love the way the embossing looks. That's pretty. Look at that. That is pretty. Too bad the image isn't full, but that's okay. I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm going to stamp some more. I'm going to actually pick this one up, and I am going to grab my ink, and I am going to restamp. I am going to stamp again in that space because I like the look and I want more flower. See how that turns out. And I'm going to stamp somewhere else on the page. 2 more places. Yes, I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I think this is the first time I've ever used my copper embossing powder. And Lord knows I've had it for years probably. No, it ain't years probably. It's years for sure. Alright, so let me pour this back in, and then I'm going to add that stamped image in a couple more spots around the page. Not the full image, just a little something. Perfect. So I like using 3. Odd numbers are more appealing to the eye, number 1. And when you put things in a visual triangle, meaning that if you drew a straight line from each element, you get a triangle. Those are 2 great design principles, and it's more appealing to the eye, and it guides the eye. There, so we have 3 copper spots, and they form a visual triangle. Alright, it is 8:55, so we are going to be wrapping this up. We're going to add a little bit of detail, as in some shading. And then we're going to be done. Alright, so I gotta heat this up. We're going to add some fun little details to this. Yes. Smaller heart. But you don't have to. You can imagine bigger boobs if you want. But yeah, you can make a smaller heart. You can make I would like mine, the top part of the heart goes up more. You can make that a little bit smaller. And like the way that mine spreads out to the sides, you can bring that in a little bit. All right. So let me grab something. I'm gonna grab my black pastel and I'm going to do some shading. So just draw around your image with your pencil. And smear it with your finger. It just is another way that's going to make it look like it's popping off the page and gives it a bit of dimension. See how that looks? Looks like it's popping off the page. Love that. Good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. All right, so now I need to, where is my little bag of tricks? Here it is, because I need some other colors. I'm going to also add some shading, but I'm using brown for her body. Yep, that just gives it a little something extra. And then I like to lighten things up a little bit around the top all the time. You all been with me long enough to know that I love to do that little I'm glowing. That's what I'm like. I'm glowing thing around the top. Oh, isn't this just yum-malicious? I love it. All right, so last but not least, I actually pulled out my stickles in a sparkly color, white, and I was going to write the word fierce or fly. Except I don't know what it, I need an L. I don't think that's an L. That's an H. That's an L. There we go. Okay. I like the word fly, as in I'm fly. Night, Pam. And I hope everything is, any place on fire is really scary. I hate all of those fires, and hearing about that is awful. I hope everyone is safe. So I'm putting the word fly. Oh, I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, I said last but not least. And then I have these really cool texture gems that are by Faber-Castell. And they just add texture gems to your page. So I'm just going to add a couple. You don't really see them well. I might go back with my. They'll be fun. They're gonna turn hard, but I think I probably need my trusty old white pen. Just a little something. I haven't done that in a long time. Do you guys remember when I used to do my dots all the time? Scribbles. There, I'm done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fly girl. That is me, fly form. Love your form. Looks a little blurry. I hope it's not. You are very, very welcome. Just so you guys know, I am going to make a slight change. It's nothing major. But I am actually going to. Um, Facebook is really limiting how I'm able to talk to everyone. So some of you guys are lucky. Most people don't even get the invite anymore to the art party. So I am going to have a sign up button for people to provide their email address so that I can actually send them a reminder for the art party. And then what I'm going to do is those people who go ahead and sign up will have exclusive access to the replay. So in order to get an invite and be ensured that you get an invite, I will ask for email addresses and then I will send you a link to the replay. Um, Once upon a time, I could send an invite to the entire art party group. Now it only will shoot it out to people that are on my actual friends list. And I know everybody on Facebook wants to be my friend, but everybody on Facebook is not. So I will start asking people for their email address in order to get access to the replay and ensure that you are aware that I'm having an art party. The next one will be August 11th, so mark your calendar, the second Wednesday of August. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for joining me. I will get a picture of this taken and upload it to my blog, and I'll post it on Facebook for a closer look. Mooches, smooches, ladies. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for joining me.